heard your cries, Guggen Nation, but too much of a good thing is bad for your health. So we're only doing this once a week. Buckle up, baby. It's time for E.T.N, which henceforth and forevermore will mean every Tuesday now. Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal on 1010XL.
Got a good stretch in there. You got to stretch before a competitive activity. Oh, we got Roger Echo, Charlie Bravo on the line.
Charlie Bravo, Chuck Bravo.
On the hotline.
It's Charlie Bravo.
Yeah, what up, Charlie?
What's going on, gentlemen?
Hey, man.
Another lovely day in paradise.
All right. Sounds good. It's a beautiful day out there. It's going to be a beautiful week. We have much to be thankful for. We'll see who's thankful for a victory in about 8 minutes.
Charlie, for his efforts today, going to take home a lovely $25 gift card to dine like a king at Woody's Barbecue on us. So enjoy that, Charlie.
Oh, there you go, Charlie. Thank you.
Good way to start the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yes.
Yeah,
Meat.
little Woodies.
Meat. Let's get it on, guys.
Let's
you know
do
how
it.
the game is played. It's simple, deceptively simple, some would say.
Round one.
Round one, guys. Look, the back and forth has continued with Mike Norvell firing his salvo yesterday, saying that, the FSU players and coaching staff not ducking anybody. They want to try and play it in December. So, do you feel like that's where we're headed, that they'll get that thing rescheduled and they'll play in December, or will we not have an FSU-Clemson?
I don't think we'll have an FSU-Clemson game. I think Clemson's going to stick by their guns, dude. We paid, $300,000 to go to Tallahassee. We are undefeated. You've won like 2 or 3 games. What point does this serve? So I'm not going to, I'm not going to round up the posse and load up all the gear and head down to Tallahassee for a second time. For more than any other reason, it won't affect the season in any way. And secondly, because it cost me way too much cash to do that last time.
Well, it's about a $300,000 bill, and that can be worked out. So that's not the issue. The issue is whether Clemson is going to want to play it. If I was Clemson and I was Dabo Swinney, man, I'd say, yeah, we'll come back down there. And when I come back down there, when it's the middle of the third quarter and we got 56, guess what? We're going to keep playing, and we're going to get to 63, 70, 77, and then 84. And then maybe we're going to stop, or maybe we won't.
Yeah, as an FSU fan, I hope we don't play Clemson, and I'm glad we didn't play Florida. Winner, Jeff.
Round two.
Round two, guys. Keeping it moving. Last night, Monday Night Football, it was the Rams over the Bucs with a late field goal, 27-24, the final. Tom Brady struggled in the game, and the Bucs were a darling for sure. Jeff liked it before the season. It's not to say that they're in a lot of trouble, but what's the pucker factor if you're a Bucs supporter right now?
Well, no, they're in a lot of trouble. They're in a lot of trouble because I don't think that Tom Brady is going to suddenly find it against great teams. I mean, there's enough to watch now, and it isn't just this year. It was half of last year, too, and it was the second half, and then it was the Tennessee playoff game where he was very ineffective. And so, Tom Brady at 43 is not the GOAT anymore, it's sad to say. So I don't think that the Bucs defense is quite the ilk of teams like, the Denver Broncos when they went and won the Super Bowl with mediocre play at quarterback. You're going to need Brady's going to have to be Brady in 1 or 2 of those playoff games, or there's no chance. So, the good news, Tampa is definitely going to the postseason. The bad news is Tampa is definitely not going to be hosting the Super Bowl in Tampa.
Yeah, it's way too early for definitely. So we've got 11 games left. I don't think we should completely discount the intangibles of Tom Brady. Did Tom Brady not beat the Rams in the Super Bowl 13-3 a couple of years ago? What do you have, about 80 yards passing that game? I mean, they barely got past midfield. So when you get to playoff football, the games slow down, and you're not asking a guy to throw it 45 times and beat a team that way. You're asking a guy to be the smartest quarterback on the field in addition to the physical skills that he has. Does Tampa look a lot less likely to be a Super Bowl winner than they did just 4 weeks ago? Sure, you bet they do. But I'm not counting them out, not at 7-4.
I'm counting them out. Winner, Dan.
Yeah.
Round three.
That's what I'm talking about, Charlie Bravo.
Round three. Staying in the NFL, like you guys talked about in the first segment of the 7 o'clock hour, things haven't gone great in Baltimore for the Ravens, who were a Super Bowl darling coming into the season. Now their top 2 running backs are potentially on the shelf with the coronavirus headed into Turkey Day against Pittsburgh. So just how much trouble are the Baltimore Ravens in as we head into the
Well, they were
the
in
home
trouble
stretch?
already. They do have their best running back. Unfortunately, he plays quarterback. So Lamar Jackson
There's
is going to
that.
have to carry his team against Pittsburgh. And what concerns you if you're follow the Ravens is that Lamar Jackson, when having to carry his team, hasn't been able to do it. And we find that out in the postseason because that's really the only times that they've had to be carried. That changes now. Baltimore's got some serious issues if they do not win this game Thursday against the Steelers. They've already lost to the Steelers this year, but at 6-4 in a conference that's loaded with good teams, the Ravens are going to shoot themselves so much in the foot, they may not even limp into the playoffs if they don't win this Thursday. And I will say this. I think this game will go right down to the end. The way these two teams play and the way they play defense, I don't think missing Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins is going to lead to some Steelers blowout.
Well, I'll say this about the Baltimore Ravens. They're not going to Tampa in February. But there's a big but here with the Baltimore Ravens. They can lose to Pittsburgh, and they're going to be just fine as far as the postseason. Why would you say that, Dan? They'll be 6-5. There's a lot of good teams in the AFC. Well, because they play the Cowboys and the Jaguars and the Giants and the Bengals and the Browns. So there's 4 more wins at least. 10-6 is going to get you in the AFC. So it's not going to be it's not a great year in Baltimore by any stretch of the imagination, and they're going to have to do some real soul searching in terms of what they want to, in terms of identifying their identity on offense. But they're going to win 10 football games and play in January.
I think that's a negative, Dan. They're on the verge of they could get swept 3 games to nothing by the Steelers. Winner Jeff.
Round 4.
Damn it, Charlie Bravo.
Round 4, guys. Keeping it rolling. Look, the college basketball season's on deck. Florida had to bag their first 2 games. They were set, I think, to get started this week, right? But that's not happening. A new piece out of Yahoo Sports has a lot of quotes from anonymous and named sources saying they have a lot of trepidation about starting the college basketball season. Are you seeing things the same way? Are you nervous about the start of the college basketball season, or do you feel like there's a little overreaction?
I don't understand why they just didn't do what Patino said 2 weeks ago and push it back. Listen, the great thing about college basketball is we have these great non-conference games right off the rip, and we're going to lose a lot of those. The semester goes on into April and May. We can push it back a month and be fine. I don't see this week particularly makes no sense. It's Thanksgiving week, and what has everybody suggested? Well, probably don't do a whole lot of congregating and traveling during Thanksgiving. What are college basketball teams doing all across the country? Traveling. So I'd rather them push it back. We have April Madness, May Madness, and we're fine. But to try to get it cranked up here seems a little, I don't know, out of step to me.
Well, this is an important, fun time for college basketball. And by the way, when they travel, it's not like they're getting on with the Griswolds riding coach. And I think the reason you don't extend it is why. Then they're just going, we're all going to get together and get sick in January and push it back further. The one thing that I wonder, you don't say this, I guess you can't, but I wonder, because it's basketball and the rosters are so much smaller, you can't run through this thing in 2 weeks and then not have to worry so much moving forward. You got a football roster, there's 100 people that you're keeping track of.
I agree with Dan. Let's push it back a little bit, have a little May Madness.
Charlie
Welcome to
Bravo.
round 5, and prepare to die.
All right,
Charlie Bravo.
That's fine, but neither one of you are allowed to, on Thanksgiving at
Yes,
1:30, watch Kansas-Gonzaga play.
That's
You're not
fine.
allowed to do that. Yeah.
Charlie, you just come on over. We'll have some turkey.
You guys watch the Texans and the Lions. That should be a good one.
That's fine with me.
Guggen's on Facebook got to see me and Rich for a half second as the camera went
that's
haywire.
good.
You're
Little
welcome,
exciting.
Guggens.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good-looking people right there. The Knowles, by the way, play this Friday at 3 against Gardner-Webb.
Can't wait. I'll be tuned in.
And
You know what I'll be doing Friday at 3? I'll be watching Chuck Barkley tee it up, baby.
hell yes.
I hope he can hit the ball. That's going to get old quick if he can't hit it.
Lastly,
Practicing 5 hours a day, bro.
I don't care if he's practicing 100 hours a day. Have you seen that swing?
Go get him, Chuck.
This is going to sound really mean, but yesterday.
Time for a sub. I need a sub.
Yesterday.
I mean, like a turkey sub.
Doug Marrone met the media.
Yes, sir.
And was asked who's going to start at quarterback.
Oh,
and I guess my question, I mean, the answer seems obvious, but the follow-up is, does it really matter?
No, it doesn't matter. This is about as, controversial as a tic-tac-toe game. No matter how you write your X's and your O's, you're doomed to fail. This is the dumbest thing ever. It really is. And Jake Luton has earned another start in the XFL, much less the NFL. And for Doug Marrone, I know the guys try to play armchair psychologist here. I don't know what the psychology of this is. Doug Marrone acts as if he's never met Gardner Minshew, and he's got to see him try out and practice this week. Gardner Minshew is so far and beyond better than Jake Luton, it's not even funny. And it's pretty clear that the reason Minshew went off the rails for 2 or 3 weeks is because he tried to play through an injury to his hand that didn't allow him to throw the ball worth a flip. This is not a controversy at all. This is a story that should be retired.
Well, let's not get carried away with Gardner Minshew as the second coming, but when we talk about quarterbacks, come on, Charlie Bravo. We know who the better quarterback is. I mean, Gardner Minshew is going to be on this football team next year as the backup to Fields or Lawrence. I mean, that's what he should be. Jake Luton Jake Luton was hurried in unfairly. Jake Luton is just another guy. I mean, Jake Luton.
I know it was a tough day for him.
Yeah, it was really tough. 4 interceptions. I mean, Gardner Minshew will never throw 4 interceptions in a football game. Gardner, and stop worrying about, well, he's not a pocket passer. Okay, he's not. He's Ryan Fitzpatrick. Let him go out there, run around, and try and win a football game for you. That's all you can do if you. So obviously you go back to Gardner Minshew. Everybody knows that, unless you really truly are trying to, make sure you don't win a football game.
Whew, that was a tough one, man. That was a tough one, but I agree. Zero competition.
Mm-hmm.
Winner, yes.
What? The hell is wrong with you, Charlie Bravo? Charlie Bravo!
Jeff is just screaming like a banshee down the hall.
I mean, you
Abandoned his post and he's howling.
are no longer Charlie Bravo. You're Charlie negative. You're Charlie dead to me. You're Charlie
Butthole.
Thank you.